Hello children, how are you? I hope you all are doing well. So बच्चों, do you think that you can win any activity? Are you confident? कि कभी कभी डर लगता है to even start. You are hesitant. You have your own negative thoughts about it. हम कोई भी चीज़ सीखते हैं उसके पे especially the activities, okay, sports activity. तो हमारे मन में एक डर रहता है. And then slowly and gradually our fear goes away. Don't you think so? So let's read about a similar thing in this chapter called the victory. Alright, so come on, let's begin by reading the prologue. Rucha is a young girl who is very conscious about her activities as she had been an overprotected child. Okay, although she was talented, there were some self-doubts and negative thoughts in her mind that did not let her win. We will read how she won not just the race but also over her hesitation, self-doubts and denials. So this chapter is going to focus on this girl called Rucha, जो कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं होती है क्योंकि वो एक ओवर प्रोटेक्टेड चाइल्ड होती है. उसके पेरेंट्स ने उसको काफ़ी ज़्यादा पैम्पर करके रखा है. इसके लिए शी इज़ ऑलवेज स्केर्ड, शी ऑलवेज हैज़ दिस सेल्फ डाउट कि मैं कर पाऊंगी या नहीं कर पाऊंगी. तो नेगेटिव थॉट्स है, सेल्फ डाउट है उसके मन में हमेशा. तो दैट इज़ वाई यू नो शी इज़ अ बिट हेजिटेंट ऑन टेकिंग अप एनी एक्टिविटीज़. ओके, सो अब हम देखते हैं कि उसने अपने माइंड को कैसे ट्रेन किया एंड चेंज किया to think in the positive way and how she beat her hesitation, self-doubt, denials and also won a race. Alright, so let's begin. Before that, let's do a warm-up. What do you think is the root cause of self-doubt? How to build self-confidence? So, आपको क्या लगता है? Have you ever come into the situation where you have had a self-doubt, okay, कि मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगी या नहीं कर पाऊंगा, and somehow you have gained that much confidence that you were able to do that task. Think about it. Alright? So now let's read. The bicycle wobbled as 10-year-old Rucha leaned forward in the seat and pumped the pedals. Hold tight, Vishnu, I'll fall, she shouted to the boy who ran behind, steadying the bicycle. For the past 2 weeks, he had been teaching her to ride. Don't worry, Rucha. You are doing well, he puffed. For a few moments, he let go of his hold and Rucha was on her own. Of course, she did not know it and rode along smoothly. Vishnu, stop the cycle. I want to get off, Rucha called. Use the brake, Vishnu called out. His voice came from some distance away and Rucha realized that he was not holding the bicycle anymore. Hold tight, Vishnu. I will fall, and she wailed. So, this girl Rucha, she is a 10-year-old girl और वो साइकिल चलाना सीख रही है अपने दोस्त के साथ जिसका नाम है विष्णु. अब विष्णु जैसे आपको पता है हमेशा जब साइकिल सीखते हैं हम लोग कोई ना कोई पीछे से पकड़ता है and then slowly and gradually वो grip छोड़ देते हैं and then we are on our own. So similar thing happened with Rucha also. Vishnu was holding her and then he leaves her and she doesn't even realize कि उसने उसका जो handle है वो छोड़ दिया है पीछे से and she is now riding the cycle by her own. जब वो उसको बुलाती है विष्णु को कि I need to stop the cycle, please come. So that's when she realized that he was not holding her anymore and he asked her to use the brakes. And before Vishnu could reach her, the bicycle wobbled, tilted to one side and Rucha was deposited into a bush. Shaken but unhurt, Rucha cried angrily, I told you to hold tight. I told you I would fall. She glared at Vishnu. But Rucha, you were riding quite well. And anyway, you have learned riding without someone holding the cycle, isn't it? Vishnu exclaimed. So, जब तक उसको realize हुआ and the cycle just wobbled and she fell down and now she was angry कि मैंने तुम्हें बोला था कि मुझे tightly पकड़ो पीछे से, then why did you leave it? देखा मैं गिर गई. So Vishnu said कि but you were riding very well, तुम अच्छे से चला रही थी, it was quite a smooth ride, okay for you. So and you learned how to ride a bicycle without without much of a support. See, I fell, didn't I? Rucha would not be pacified. She stormed into the house to complain. Okay, अब रुचा को फिर भी वो शांत नहीं हुई थी. ओके और गुस्से में वो घर चली जाती. You fell, doesn't matter, said her mother calmly. We all do when we are learning to ride a cycle. At least you are not hurt. The bicycle is too big for me, Rucha complained. When I am in the seat, my toes barely touch the ground. Her mother explained to her that she found nothing wrong with it. Riding a cycle of that height was right for her. After all, she was growing up. So, Rucha was trying to, trying to get her mother's attention और उसके लिए वो कुछ ना कुछ कंप्लेन पे कंप्लेन दिए जा रही थी और कह रही थी कि ये साइकिल बराबर नहीं है और मेरे पैर जो है ज़मीन पे टिकते नहीं है, आई कांट टच द ग्राउंड. तो मम्मी कहती कि नो, दिस इज़ अ परफेक्ट वन बिकॉज यू आर ग्रोइंग अप. Mummy, may I ride the bicycle? Asked Seema, Rucha's sister, younger to her by 3 years. No, Seema, you cannot. Rucha cut in before her mother could answer. When it is so high for me, how can you sit? You are much shorter. So तभी वहाँ पे सीमा आती है और सीमा पूछती है कि क्या मैं ये साइकिल चला सकती हूँ. अब सीमा जो है रुचा से 3 साल छोटी है, तो रुचा जो है वो कहती है कि नो यू कैन नॉट, अगर वो मेरे लिए बड़ी है तो तुम कैसे उसको राइड कर सकते हो. नो अमाउंट ऑफ प्लीडिंग हेल्प्ड. There was a considerable contrast between the two sisters. Rucha was very protective of her younger sister. She was overprotective with her. Rucha herself had been overprotected. She seldom did things rashly. Even in running and playing, she would be conscious of her movements. Seema, on the other hand, was bold and prone to taking risk. अब ये जो sisters थे, दोनों sisters में बहुत फ़र्क था. जैसे Rucha was being overprotected by the parents. Okay, she used to run carefully, play carefully, because her parents had overprotected her. So in the similar manner, Rucha always tried to be an overprotective sister. Okay, और इसके लिए वो उसको काफ़ी चीज़ों के लिए मना कर देती थी. ओके और सीमा का जो नेचर था was totally opposite. ओके वो बोल्ड थी and she was ready to take risk any time. Next week, inter-house badminton matches were to be held in the school. Rucha was in the senior team. She gave up other activities and practiced with her friends. Rucha hit harder, they told her on the day of the match. Aruna, a very good player of their house, was expected to win, and she did. Rucha and her opponent were almost evenly matched and Rucha lost the game by a couple of points. अब next week में थी बैडमिंटन की टूर्नामेंट. ओके और यहाँ पे रुचा की opponent थी अरुणा. ओके जो equally अच्छी player. So Rucha lost that match only by a couple of points because both of them were equally good. Their house stood second in the overall tally. I can't seem to win, said Rucha remorsefully. You played all right, Aruna consoled her. The time when your opponent was at the net, if you had hit just a little harder over her head, you could have won that point. I know, replied Rucha, but somehow I always make such mistakes. You must practice more, that is all, Aruna told her. I suppose so, Rucha replied gloomily. Cheer up now, Aruna told her. At least you tried. I say the inter-school sports meet is coming up. You are in the school's relay team, aren't you? I will probably make everyone lose the race, Rucha said, still gloomy. Don't think that way, Aruna pleaded with her. You run fast. We need you. Rucha finally agreed to stand in if no better person could be found. Meanwhile, she would train with the rest of them under the new PT instructor Prakash sir. So, अब जब ये रुचा हार जाती है, अरुणा उसको कंसोल करने को देख रही है, उसको बताने को देख रही है कि तुम अच्छा खेलती हो बट तुम्हें थोड़ी प्रैक्टिस की ज़रूरत है एंड इफ़ यू प्रैक्टिस वेल यू विल not play a wrong shot, okay, which she did. Okay, she should have just hit over the head, okay, which she did not, and she could have won the point, but she didn't do that and she needs to practice more and get better. ओके फिर उसने उसको ये भी बोला, अरुणा ने रुचा को ये भी बताया कि अभी बहुत जल्दी इंटर स्कूल स्पोर्ट्स मीट होने वाली है, सो यू कैन पार्टिसिपेट इन द रिले टीम, ओके, बिकॉज यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ द रिले टीम एंड यू कैन विन. सो रुचा पहले तो मना कर देती है सेइंग दैट कि हाँ मेरी वजह से सभी हार जाएंगे, बट देन अरुणा कन्विंसेस हर एंड सेज नो इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल, यू कैन डू इट, यू कैन प्ले वेल, Okay, and then Rucha finally agreed. Okay, and then she's going to be start training under the new PT instructor Prakash sir. He was very enthusiastic about sports and drove the children hard, praising, scolding, correcting, but mostly encouraging them. Rucha, you are nimble and light. You can do better than that, he told her often. How can I do that? Rucha confided to Aruna. I will most probably fall. Don't be silly. We all are trying to better ourselves. You must try too, Aruna told her. Springfields have a very fast runner in their team. Shabnam, their teammate, informed them. Has anyone heard about her? It seems they call her PT Usha. So now the new PT teacher has taken over. वो हमेशा बच्चों को praise करते थे, scold करते थे, correct करते थे और at the same time, okay, he used to encourage them also. और वो रुचा अगर कहीं पे मिस आउट कर देती थी या फंबल करती थी उसको बताते थे कि तुम निम्बल हो, यू आर निम्बल, यू आर लाइट, ओके, तुम इससे भी अच्छा कर सकते हो. यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज मोटिवेट हर, एनकरेज हर. ओके, अब रुचा जाके अरुणा को पूछती कि हाउ कैन आई डू इट, मैं शायद गिर जाऊंगी. सो कहती कि डोंट बी सिली, यू कैन डू इट. तब वहाँ पे शबनम करके जो उनकी फ्रेंड है वो कहती है कि स्प्रिंगफील्ड्स में एक फास्ट रनर है उनकी टीम में. क्या किसी ने उसके बारे में सुना है? सो उसने ये भी बोला कि उसको स्कूल में सब PT उषा कहते. So children in your school also, if you generally when there are sports events and all, you try to find out ki who's the best player of the other team and then you discuss about it, isn't it? So similar thing was being happening here and they were discussing about it. Alright, now let's track your performance so far by doing this exercise. Alright, just finish this my performance tracker quickly. Alright, now Prakash sir overheard this conversation. He took a quick decision. The girls' relay team gather here in 5 minutes, he called out. All the girls came together. Girls, I have been watching you all. You need some more practice, more time on the field. You are not doing enough, he told them. Tell me, what is your goal? To win the race, isn't it? Not just to make an attempt, to win? Are we agreed? So the girls murmured their assent. Okay, so what happens is this sir, he overhears the conversation. ये लड़कियों के बीच में जो conversation चल रही है वो sir सुन लेते हैं. Okay, और उन्हें बुला लेते हैं और उनको पूछते कि मैं तुम लोगों को देख रहा हूँ, काफ़ी बारकाई से देख रहा हूँ और तुम लोग अभी भी, okay, you still need a lot of practice and more time on the field. Okay, अब जो आप कर रहे हो it is not enough. So वो पूछते कि आपका गोल क्या है, टू विन, ओके, और टू जस्ट मेक एन अटेम्प्ट. तो सब लोग अग्री करते कि टू विन. ओके, आई नो यू हैव बीन ट्रेनिंग, यू जस्ट नीड टू गिव लिटिल एक्स्ट्रा पुश टू योर एफर्ट्स टू विन. आई नो ऑल ऑफ यू हैव इट इन यू, ही टोल्ड देम. Right, let us start with these exercises. He showed them exercises that would allow their legs to stretch more, stride faster. Then he trained them in the skill of passing the baton without losing speed. Don't slow down when you are near your next team member. Prakash sir said, maintain your speed while passing your baton. When the baton has left your hand, you slow down. Do you understand? And those who are going to receive the baton, also keep in motion jogging. All right, enough for today. Report to me at the same time tomorrow again. So then he starts giving them tips. उनको समझाते कि ये एक्सरसाइजेस करने, स्ट्रेचिंग एक्सरसाइजेस देते, कैसे स्पीड बढ़ा सकते, वो वाले एक्सरसाइजेस बताते हैं. उनको टिप्स देते कि आप जब बेटन पास ऑन करते हो, यू हैव टू कीप ऑन रनिंग फास्ट, आपका स्पीड कम नहीं होना चाहिए. ओके, एट द सेम टाइम जो नेक्स्ट मेंबर बेटन लेता है, दैट पर्सन हैज़ टू ऑल्सो कंटिन्यूसली जॉग सो दैट he or she can take the baton immediately and start running ahead. Okay, so that's what he keeps on telling them and giving them tips. Okay, then turning to Rucha, he said, I want a word with you. You are apt to slow down after starting well. Said Prakash sir, don't do that. Maintain your speed, he advised her. Sir, I'm not very good, Rucha said dolefully. No self-doubts, Rucha. This is exactly what I have been wanting to tell you. You must have a positive attitude. Don't even think of losing. See yourself winning. Think to win, only to win. You can do it. I can feel it. So, फिर वो अलग से रुचा से बात करते और उसको बोलते कि तुम फास्ट तो शुरुआत कर देती हो, बट देन यू स्लो डाउन, सो यू कांट डू दैट एंड यू हैव टू मेंटेन योर स्पीड एंड यू हैव टू रन फास्ट. अब रुचा उनको ये सामने, शी इज जस्ट she starts self doubting herself, and then he tells her that no, you cannot self doubt, okay, you have to be confident enough and I know that you can do it, okay. तो उसको encourage करते. Rucha went home with Prakash sir's words ringing in her ears. The next few days he saw the girls training extra hard. Prakash sir was never far, even as he trained other children. The day of the sports meet dawned, and the children piled into buses to reach the avenue. There was laughter and a great deal of joviality, as Prakash sir had seen to it that they were fit and relaxed as well. तो ये लड़कियां बहुत दिलो जान से प्रैक्टिस करती है, और जब वो स्पोर्ट्स मीट का डे आता है सब बस में चढ़ के बैठ जाते हैं, एंड देयर वाज लाइक क्वाइट अ लॉट ऑफ जोवियलिटी, हैप्पीनेस था वहाँ पे, जॉय था वहाँ पे, okay. The stadium where the meet was being held bustled with great activity. Children from several schools were moving around checking out the different venues where particular events were to be held. Prakash sir collected the schedule and gave the girls appropriate instructions. The principal of the host school inaugurated the meet with a short speech and also introduced the participating schools. Then the events started. Rucha and most of the other children of their school easily got through the heats to enter the finals scheduled for the following day. The next morning, after a few individual events, it was time for the girls' relay race. 4 schools had entered the finals. Rucha, Aruna, Shabnam and Neelam were team B. Prakash sir gave them final words of encouragement. So, there was this जब भी आप कोई स्पोर्ट्स इवेंट के लिए जाते हो, यू मस्ट हैव ऑब्जर्व दैट देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ हसल बसल देयर, एंड यू नो देयर आर सो मेनी इवेंट्स हैपनिंग बैक टू बैक, ओके, सो मेनी एक्टिविटीज़ हैपनिंग बैक टू बैक. इनॉग्रेशन स्पीच होती है और उसके बाद द इवेंट स्टार्ट. अब ये रुचा और एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द चिल्ड्रन of their school, they easily got through the heat to enter the final schedule. So उन्होंने सब कुछ ये करके they entered the finals, okay, for the following day, which were going to be held on the following day, okay. अब next day morning में this relay team gathered, जिसमें थी रुचा, अरुणा, शबनम and नीलम, okay. अब प्रकाश sir gave them a final word of encouragement. Girls, you are a good team. You can win. Go ahead and show your mettle. Good luck. Shabnam, a tall girl, was their first runner. She would pass the baton to Neelam. Neelam would pass it to Aruna, and Aruna to Rucha, who would be finishing the race for them. So, ये था sequence. First was Shabnam, then Neelam, then Aruna, and then finally Rucha. The whistle blew and the first runners were off. With her long strides, Shabnam gave the team a marginal lead. But by the time Neelam had passed the baton to Aruna, both Team A and D had drawn level with her. Then the runner of Team D fumbled and dropped the baton. Aruna ran for all she was worth, just managing to keep abreast of the runner of the Team A. Finally, the baton was in Rucha's hand. She had already noted with dismay that she was pitted against P.T. Usha of Team A. So that was the girl that they were talking about, जिसको P.T. Usha बुलाते थे. Just my luck, the thought had flashed through her mind. She had quickly put that thought aside, and when the baton was passed to her, she was more than ready. She heard the shouts of her schoolmates. Rucha, come on, Rucha, Rucha. Out of the corner of her eye, Rucha saw P.T. Usha trying to overtake her. So, जैसे ही रेस शुरू हो जाती है, शबनम तो बहुत जल्दी जल्दी नीलम के पास बेटन फॉरवर्ड कर देती है, बट बेटन जो नीलम होती है वो थोड़ी स्लो हो जाती है, जिसकी वजह से टीम ए और डी के जो रनर्स होते हैं वो आगे निकल जाते हैं, और फिर टीम डी का रनर जो है शी फंबल्स, ओके, और वो बेटन ड्रॉप कर देती है. एंड देन अरुणा भाग के अरुणा उसको ओवरटेक कर देती है, एंड देन शी मैनेजेस टू गिव द बेटन टू रुचा एज फास्टर, एंड शी वाज एट पार विद टीम ए. और टीम ए होती है पीटी उषा, ओके, जो उनको पता होती है, ओके. Now, Rucha is trying to compete with P.T. Usha, and she has left aside all the thoughts about her, and she's giving her best here, okay. Fleetingly, she thought, not again. Then Prakash sir's words came to her. Think to win. Okay, तब उसको याद आते प्रकाश सर के वर्ड्स. thing to win. The next moment, Rucha was conscious of nothing except the tape at the finishing line, which she had to reach. Totally absorbed, she ran. She lost track of mind and distance. She ran on, not conscious of the fact that the race was over, till Aruna called out to her, "Rucha, you have won. We have won." So, रुचा इतनी खो जाती है रेस के अंदर, एंड शी स्टार्ट्स रनिंग सो फास्ट दैट उसको रियलाइज भी नहीं होता है दैट शी इज ऑलरेडी क्रॉस द टेप, द विनिंग टेप, एंड देयर टीम हैज़ वन. शी ओनली रियलाइजेस इट आफ्टर अरुणा calls out for Rucha, and she tells her that you have won, Rucha, we have won, and she was hugging and kissing her. Prakash sir was beaming at her, and everyone was applauding her. Even P.T. Usha came over to shake her hand. "I thought I was fast, but you were simply superb." She shook hands with her. It is always a proud moment for the winner of a medal when she is called to the victory stand. But for Rucha, it had a double meaning. She had overcome her hesitations and denials. She could win whenever she chooses to. So now Rucha was a totally different person. उसका डर, उसके hesitations, उसके denials सब कुछ निकल गए थे, because it was for her the first victory and she really worked very hard for it. So children, this is the way we should give our heart and soul in any sports or in anything that we do. And we must strive to win. Alright? So I hope children you've loved this wonderful chapter. Do reread it. Learn the important words, the difficult words, their spellings, their meanings, and don't forget to do the back exercises.